What if I told you that some of the most powerful farming systems on Earth are not found in places with the most rain or the richest soil, but in lands where farming should almost be impossible? Dry ground, burning sun, almost no water. And yet, these places are producing billions of dollars in food every single year. So the real question is not, how are they surviving? It's, what do they know that the rest of the world doesn't? Because while many farmers today are struggling with poor soil, rising costs, and unpredictable weather, there are systems hidden in plain sight, quietly solving these problems, not with luck, but with precision, with design, with understanding. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. We begin in a place that doesn't look like a farming paradise at all. Southern Spain, a land where rainfall is so low it rivals parts of the Sahara, where the sun is relentless and the soil seems unforgiving. And yet, stretching across this dry landscape is something almost unreal, a vast white sea. Tens of thousands of hectares of greenhouses covering the land like a second sky. From above, it looks unnatural, but from within, it is one of the most efficient food systems ever created. This is Almería, one of the driest regions in Europe, receiving less than 200 millimeters of rain a year and still producing over 3 million tons of fruits and vegetables annually. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, grown not seasonally, but continuously, all year round. Now here's where it gets interesting. The harsh climate, the dryness, the constant sunlight, these aren't problems, they are advantages. Because with so much sun and so little humidity, these greenhouses require almost no heating, no wasted energy, just controlled growth. Even more surprising, while global temperatures continue to rise, this region has seen slight cooling effects over time, creating a stable environment right in the middle of what should be a hostile landscape. And inside these greenhouses, the yields are extraordinary. Tomato production here can exceed 500 tons per hectare, not double, not triple, but dozens of times higher than traditional farming. But the real secret is not what you see above the ground, it's what's hidden beneath it. Because the soil here is not natural. Engineered, a system known as enarando. Layer by layer, clay at the bottom to hold water, organic matter in the middle, and fine sand on top. This structure locks in moisture, reduces evaporation, and distributes heat evenly to plant roots. Combine that with drip irrigation and sensors that measure every drop of water, and suddenly, water usage drops by up to 90%. In a place where water is everything, that changes everything. And then there's something even more surprising. Instead of spraying chemicals to fight pests, these farms release life. Tiny insects, natural predators, guardians that protect the crops without harming them. No chemicals, no residue, just balance. It's not just farming anymore, it's a system, a living, controlled ecosystem. From here, we move to Valencia, where the story shifts from control to precision. Because this is where Spain dominates the global mandarin market, producing nearly a quarter of the world's exports, not through machines, through timing, through understanding nature at a deeper level. Hot days, cool nights, this contrast allows the fruit to develop slowly, building sugars, intensifying flavor, creating that rich, unmistakable taste. And when it's time to harvest, everything slows down. Every fruit is picked by hand, carefully clipped, never pulled, preserving the skin, the oils, the quality. Because here, even the smallest mistake can travel thousands of kilometers and cost everything. Now step further into Spain and you'll find something even larger.
an empire of olive trees, hundreds of millions of them, stretching across the land in perfect formation. This is where nearly half of the world's olive oil is produced. And harvesting here is no longer slow. Machines grip entire trees, shake them with force, and within seconds, thousands of olives fall at once. In larger farms, massive harvesters move through rows like silent giants, processing tons per hour. Everything is timed, because once harvested, the clock starts ticking. Within hours, the olives are cleaned, crushed, and turned into oil. Fast processing preserves quality, flavor, nutrients. And yet, much of this oil doesn't carry Spain's name. It is exported, blended, repackaged, and sold under other labels. A quiet system, creating value that others claim. And then, hidden in the forests, a completely different kind of farming unfolds. Not machines, not speed, but time. Iberian pigs, raised freely across vast oak landscapes, each animal roaming, feeding naturally, moving constantly. Not forced growth, but slow development. Their diet, rich in acorns, transforms the meat itself. Soft fat, deep flavor, a texture so refined it rivals the most expensive meats in the world. And then comes patience, years of curing, controlled conditions, slow transformation, until what remains is no longer just meat, but something closer to art. In some cases, worth thousands of dollars for a single piece. And just when you think you've seen it all, Spain reveals something unexpected. Fields of solar panels stretching across dry land, but underneath them, life continues. Sheep graze in the shade. The panels reduce heat, help retain moisture, allowing grass to grow even in extreme conditions. And the sheep naturally maintain the land. No machines, no fuel, no waste. Energy and agriculture working together, not competing, but supporting each other. And beyond Spain, the same pattern begins to appear, in places where surplus becomes opportunity, where apples that cannot be sold fresh are not wasted, but transformed. Juice, concentrate, new products, every fruit accounted for, every process optimized. Even harvesting is changing. Machines with artificial intelligence scanning fruit, selecting only what's ready, working day and night without pause, nothing left to chance. And then we step into something even more controlled. Greenhouses that no longer depend on seasons, where plants grow vertically, fed not by guesswork, but by exact formulas. Nutrients delivered with precision, water measured to the drop, air, temperature, carbon dioxide, all monitored constantly, everything adjusted, everything optimized. Plants grow faster, stronger, cleaner. Even pests are managed differently. Instead of chemicals, living organisms are introduced, maintaining balance, protecting the system. And in this environment, growth becomes predictable, reliable, almost inevitable. Even the most delicate fruits, like strawberries, are no longer limited by time. Harvested carefully, processed within hours, preserved using advanced methods that lock in flavor and nutrients, turning something fragile into something lasting. And when you step back and look at it all together, you begin to see the pattern. This is not just farming anymore. It is system design. It is efficiency. It is understanding nature and working with it instead of against it. Because the future of agriculture does not belong to those with the most land or the most resources. It belongs to those who understand how to use what they have better than anyone else, who build systems instead of relying on chance, who create balance instead of fighting nature. And maybe that's the real lesson hidden beneath all of this, that growth is not about adding more, it's about understanding more. Because once you understand the system, you stop chasing results and start creating them. And when that happens, everything changes. The land changes, the outcome changes, and so do you. The truth has always been there, hidden, quiet, waiting to be seen. And now you've seen it.